Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I post nail tutorials every Thursday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. Central Time. I am announcing the third place winner for the Draw My Nail Challenge. If you missed out on that, I'm so sorry, but make sure you stay tuned for 10 more giveaways throughout the month of December. So subscribe to my channel and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss out on all my future videos. That being said, congratulations to Sandy over on Instagram, the Sandy Darling. I am so excited to be recreating these amazing nails that you drew out for me. I'm also going to be sending you the frosting gel paints from Profiles Backstage. These are my all-time favorite. You're going to be getting the neon collection along with their original collection. They are amazing. If you are new to my channel, trust me when I tell you that these are the best gel paints that I have came across, that I have personally used, and I absolutely love them. Their formula is amazing and they are super opaque, very blendable, and very easy to work with. Again, congratulations. Make sure you send me a message over on Instagram so that I can send this out right to you. I hope you enjoy the video. Now let's get right into it. Getting right into today's video, I am going to go ahead and prep my practice hand. We are using the Profiles Backstage Coffin tips. They are quickly becoming one of my go-tos. Highly recommend them. They are really good quality. I use them on myself personally and I absolutely loved the look of them. The length I feel like is also very perfect for my liking. So I'm going ahead and applying those very carefully to my practice hand, and I am using the Young Nails brush on glue to apply these. I love that glue. It dries extremely quickly, so make sure you are ready for it to stick. Now very quickly, I'm just taking my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file. You can find these over on my Amazon storefront. I am taking that and filing the sides, just making sure that it is nice and flush to the natural nail. And then again, very quickly, I'm just going to be scoring off that tip. The tips do come slightly rounded at the end, so you want to make sure that you file that so that you get the perfect acrylic application. Now getting into our acrylic application, for today's video I am using the Profiles Backstage acrylic brush in a size 10. This is one of my go-tos, and if you are a beginner nail tech, I highly recommend this brush. It is on the smaller side, so it will be easier for you to work with it. And then of course, once you get comfortable, you can always move up a size. I am also using that along with my not polished acrylic monomer. And you guys, this amazing red that I have recently discovered is called Big Lip. It is super perfect for the Christmas time. It's not super bright, but also not super like burgundy toned. So highly recommend it if you guys are looking for a perfect red. I'm just applying that on the pinky, and I'm also going to be applying that on the index finger, trying to recreate the perfect tone as per the picture. So hopefully it looks good. I feel like as I was creating this, I was just crossing my fingers that I did not disappoint. So I'm just gonna go ahead and very carefully work with this red. It is very easy to get messy with deep colors like these, so make sure you are applying it very carefully, cleaning off your brush quite a bit, and trying to not contaminate your monomer. A good tip on how to not contaminate it with the red color, I definitely suggest wipe your brush a lot on your napkin. I feel like that is the most simplest way that you can clean it off very well, and then just lightly dip it in the monomer again and wipe it again on your napkin, and you will notice that the red does not transfer into your monomer. This goes along as well with black and any really deep tone color. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly apply that again very carefully. I love it also because it is very, very opaque. which I absolutely love when it comes to acrylic powders. Now when it comes to the ring finger and the middle finger, I am using this really pretty shimmery color. This one is called Fine Wine from the Luxury Shimmer collection from Profiles Backstage. They are absolutely stunning. I highly recommend that collection for sure. It comes with a ton of colors and they're super pretty all around. And I'm just quickly taking that, adding that in a thin layer to that nail. And I'm just blending out very easily and making sure that I'm tucking in the sides to get the best acrylic application. Now for the index finger and the middle finger, you guys are probably thinking, what the heck am I doing at this point? This is the vanilla acrylic from the candy coated collection from Not Polish. I am taking a very small amount of that and blending it out onto the surface of these nails. My reasoning behind that is basically just to mute the color just a little bit. I am going to be doing different tones of that color for the nail art, so I want to make sure that the nail art shows perfectly on the surface. This just kind of mutes the color a little bit. It's going to get rid of the shimmer slightly and just make the perfect tone to go with the red that I did do on the pinky and the index finger. As you can see, there's not that big of a difference, but it does mute that shimmer just a little bit. So I'm just taking clear acrylic now, and we are encapsulating these nails to add a little bit more thickness. Again, I'm not adding a ton of thickness because this is just a practice hand. If you are working on a client, make sure you build up that apex and make everything nice and thick where it needs to be. Now, I accidentally started filing before I started recording, so disregard that. But we are starting off with our filing process using the rechargeable Efile from Kiara Sky. This one is the unicorn one. I have her at a speed of about 10 to 11,000 RPMs. If you are struggling with ridges on your nail from the bit, I highly suggest just up your speed. It's just because it is on a lower speed that it will create little ridges. So the higher in the speed you go, the smoother the surface is going to turn out. So I'm just going ahead and starting off at the cuticle area, blending that nicely into the natural nail, making sure that it is nice and flush, and then going vertically up and down and filing the surface of the nail, trying to get it as smooth as possible, removing any bulging acrylic or any imperfections. Now, taking my hand file, once again, I am filing the sides, making sure that they are perfectly straight. And then I'm going to be squaring off the tip as well. Highly recommend you guys invest in a really good file when it comes to shaping your nails. I've heard so many nail techs complain about not being able to get their shaping down right. And I'm here to tell you a good file is going to go a long ways when it comes to perfecting your shaping. I also have a video on how I personally shape my nails, so make sure you guys check all my beginner basic videos for all of that content. I'm going to go ahead and finish filing the sides again, and then we're going to flip around the hand to look at the nails from the client's perspective and square off that tip. Now, taking my sponge buffer from Profiles Backstage, these are my go-to and favorite ones. I'm gonna go ahead and buff the surface of the nail. This is absolutely necessary when it comes to nail art application. You want your canvas to be as smooth as possible so that your nail art goes on extremely smooth. Now, very quickly, I'm taking a lint-free wipe from Kiara Sky with a little bit of Young Nail Swipe and cleaning the surface of the nail along with my practice hand. If you're working on a client, you can absolutely have them wash their hands, but I prefer to use this method as well just because it makes it for a quick process. Now, starting off with our nail art, I am using the black jelly polish from Profiles Backstage. If it has a specific name, I will absolutely list it for you guys, but it is just the black one. It is a sheer black polish, and I figured this would be perfect for this plaid nail art. I'm just taking my go-to nail art brush from a cart. They are linked in my Amazon storefront if you guys are interested. Highly recommend them. They are my go-tos. I'm just quickly taking the white brush from that 3 set, and I am doing small lines horizontally across the nail. I'm trying to eyeball it and basically space them out as even as possible. And then we're going to be doing the same thing on the index finger. Once I'm done with the horizontal lines, you want to make sure you cure it in the light. I went ahead and placed it in there for a minute. Now we're going with the second step, and I am drawing vertical lines for these nails because they are very skinny. I'm just doing 3 thin lines very carefully, still using that same jelly polish. Now before we move on to the next portion of the nail art, I'm going to be quickly top coating the pinky and the index finger. I'm going to be doing some sugaring over top of the surface, so that's going to be textured, and I'd absolutely want to top coat before I go on to that step. I'm using the matte top coat from Profiles Backstage. This is my first time using it, so you guys will be able to see how well it works. We are placing that in the light for a full minute. Once we are nice and matte, we're going to be going on to the snowflakes. For this step, I am using the frosting gel paint in the color white. And I am basically trying to recreate the little snowflakes that were in the photo. Very carefully, I'm stabilizing my hand with my pinky and having a good grip on that finger along with my brush. I'm just adding some quick dots around to give the illusion of little snowflakes. And then we are taking the brush again and kind of flicking out that bigger one to give kind of a sparkle effect. Then I'm going to be doing another snowflake on the bottom of the nail, very carefully again, still using the white gel paint. A little goes a long way, so make sure you wipe off your brush nice and neatly so that you have a little bit of product on your brush. Now taking the dotting tool, this one has two sides to it. It has a dotting tool on this end, and then on the other side it is a brush, so absolutely love it. I'm just adding the little dots and another little star. And then we're going to be moving on to the index finger. I absolutely love the look of it, you guys. It is super, super cute. So for this, I'm sugaring the Unicorn Pixie Glitter from Profiles Backstage. It has a slight purple hint to it, which I feel like is super, super pretty, and it just gives that extra sparkle that we all need in our life. So I am taking the same white gel paint, and we're going to be doing 2 lines horizontally. I'm kind of trying to space them out in the center of the nail as shown in the photo. And then we're going to be doing half a snowflake on top and the other half on the bottom. Bear with me. I feel like this was the hardest to do because it's just so tiny, super skinny, and the details were extremely small. So I struggled a little bit. Also mentioning that I had coffee before I did this set, so I was extra struggling. But I feel like it turned out super cute. So we're starting off with 3 lines, 1 directly up and then 2 slanted on both sides. And then we're going to be going in with our super cute details for that snowflake. Now for the little diamonds in such small, tight little area, I did try to do it as neat as possible. So I started off with a V and then just turned it around basically and connected it. Super easy, nothing crazy, but it was extremely hard because it is in such a tight space. So I again am starting off with a V, just basically following the lines that are already there. And then we're connecting that, infilling, and boom, you got it perfectly. We're going to be going ahead and finishing that. And of course, adding that same glitter to the surface of the wet gel paint. And then we're going to be placing it in the light for a full minute. I like to do 2 minutes just to be safe, especially because we are sugaring. You want to make sure you are fully curing that gel paint throughout. I went ahead and dusted off the excess once we are out of the light, and I'm gonna go ahead and mix on camera the colors that I'm gonna be using for the other nails so you guys can kind of see the process that I do for that. I'm basically taking red and black, mixing it very thoroughly. That's gonna be for the deeper tones, and I want it to be nice and dark, basically black with a little bit of red in it, because I really want it to show on top of that dark burgundy color that we used on the nails. Now I'm taking a little bit of white gel paint and then taking a little bit of that mixture and mixing it in. I'm going to be using those for the lighter tones, and of course I'm just adding a little bit more black to it to deepen it up, a little bit more red to try to get the color that I absolutely feel like looks the best. And I basically do this with all my color mixings. I just kind of go with it and try to see what color it needs more, just add a little bit more and go from there. On the middle finger, I am adding that lighter color for the first little tree. I'm starting off with one line, and then I'm basically going to be flicking out the branches. Super, super easy and simple for these type of trees. Don't overthink it, just go for it. Flick some here, flick some there, and boom, you got a little pine tree. And then we're gonna be layering on the different ones on that same area of the nail. So again, this one is the lighter one. And then we're gonna be working with darker ones off to the side. Now we're going in with the darkest one over top, and I'm not too concerned about it mixing in with that light color, just because the darker color is gonna cover the light color regardless, so you don't have to be too concerned about it mixing. I'm gonna go ahead and just draw that out, and then we're gonna be moving on to our little deer. I'm so excited. This design is super cute, and I feel like I get super excited to do different stuff that is completely out of my comfort zone, and this was definitely one of them. I felt like the nail was just too tiny and I was gonna struggle drawing this, but surprisingly the silhouette was pretty easy to kind of follow. So we're starting off with the outline. I did realize that I did the face a little bit too rounded, so I'm just quickly taking a little bit of Young Nail Swipe on my 3D nail art brush and cleaning it off and kind of flicking it upwards instead of downwards as I first did. And then I'm gonna move on to the body, and then I'm gonna lightly infill it, add the legs, and then we're gonna add the little antlers. Now I didn't space it as perfect as I thought, so we're just gonna kind of cram in the little moon up top and then the little dots to kind of mimic some stars. And that's basically it for this nail. We're moving on to the ring finger, and we're gonna be doing a very fun and cool kind of sweater design. So we're starting off with that same dark deep color and doing 2 lines down the sides of the nail. And then we're gonna be doing kind of a braided diamond design down the center. Now for the braided kind of sweater design we're doing in the center, being diamond makes it very easy to create. So I'm starting off with an X at the top, and that's going to be my base for the design. And from there, it's going to be super easy. You're just basically going to be connecting it with more X's. And I'm trying to space them out as best as possible so that they're all pretty similar in size. And again, just connecting X's upon X's creates the easy braided diamond design. Now using that same color, we're gonna be infilling those diamonds with a smaller diamond, and I'm just basically following the line and structure of the bigger diamond and then just infilling that. I feel like if you overthink it, you're gonna make them all wonky, but I'm basically just copying the line and angle of the existing diamond that we already created. Again, stabilizing my hand with my pinky. Grasping that finger very firmly is going to help create better nail art, and having a good grip on your brush as well. I'm going to be doing 3 lines going down and 3 up. So they're alternating on the sides of that. So those are going down, and then in the next portion, they're going to be going up. Now again, don't forget to cure this in the light before you top coat. Make sure you place it in there for a full minute, as these are super opaque and you want to make sure you fully cure that gel paint. I did go ahead and leave it completely raw with the matte background and the shiny nail art. I feel like it looked super, super cool. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a ton. Again, congratulations, girl. Thank you so much for this amazing design, and I will see you guys next time.